Kate. You okay? What's happening?
I just remembered something.
About what? The night of the accident?
No. About Johnny.
Kate, what's happening?
I don't know. It's gone.
Kate, if you're having memories about being in bed with Johnny, you know I don't...
No, it's not that. Sonny, he was telling me something.
What was what? Telling you what?
I don't know, and I'm so frustrated because I think it's important, but it's out of my reach.
I just spoke with Ewan. He'll be right up. What's going on?
Alexis.
Hey, how you doing, Daniel? Good to see you. Did you get my email?
Looked it over this morning.
Good. We'll keep it short and sweet if you just go with my outline.
This was an extremely high-profile case.
Well, you should have kept it a little lower, and you wouldn't have wasted the taxpayer dollars by putting the wrong person on trial.
You know how the game is played, Alexis. Only way to wipe out a loss is with a win.
That didn't sound promising.
Sonny's trial made the DA's office look poorly prepared and incompetent, which they are. It's just the way of them saving face.
By going after Kate?
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Carson Sawyer presiding.
Shall we? Got a full docket today.
Okay.
Your Honor, the defendant has made a signed statement admitting her involvement in the shooting that took place on Highway 115 on the night of February 24th of this year. The defendant confessed to shooting the rear tires on a vehicle driven by Anthony Zaccara, forcing his car into oncoming traffic and resulting in the deaths of...
I'm familiar with the case, Mr. Chen. I believe Mr. Corinthos, who's present in this courtroom, was initially charged with the incident.
And found not guilty, Your Honor.
If you'll allow me to make my point, Ms. Davis, seeing as this is my courtroom.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Mr. Chen, I strongly caution the DA's office against bringing charges that you cannot reasonably expect to prove. You've already wasted the court's resources once on this case. There won't be a second time.
Your Honor, the defendant has already admitted her guilt.
And if you review Ms. Howard's statement and the medical documentation, you will see that there's no case to prove. Accordingly, the defense moves that the court drop the charges.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that the person that committed these crimes does not exist. You were attacked by Ms. Howard, is that correct?
No, I was attacked by Miss Howard's alternate personality. I don't hold Miss Howard accountable.
Can you identify this alter?
Yes, she calls herself Connie Falconeri. She's a separate and distinct entity, and at the time of the attack, she had no control over Connie's actions.
Was Miss Howard responsible for killing Anthony Zaccara?
No. Kate has no memory of the shooting.
Was Connie responsible?
Connie claims she shot out Anthony's tires. Whether that's true, I can't say.
Thank you. I have no further questions. Your Honor, from Dr. Keenan's testimony, Miss Howard is not responsible. She was suffering from an illness that she can't control.
That has yet to be proven, Your Honor.
There is precedent. Pennsylvania versus Buchanan. Murder charges were dropped against a woman with DID.
That was Pennsylvania, Your Honor. This is New York.
I'm aware of where my court is, Counselor.
I have the case for perusal should you choose. I ask that the charges against my client be dropped and that Ms. Howard be allowed to resume her treatment with Dr. Keenan and that she resume her position as a productive member of society. Thank you.
Ms. Howard's difficulties notwithstanding, I have a duty to the people of the state and to the victims of her crime. I cannot, in good conscience, dismiss the charges. Motion denied.
I respectfully
Counselor,
request
you made a motion and I denied it. If you want to introduce another motion, feel free to write it up, but I will not be considering it today.
Your Honor,
The world would be an easier place, Miss Davis, if we could just go around committing crimes and then claiming we don't remember so that we do not have to be responsible.
Your Honor, this is not a question of remembering. My client has a disease and she didn't understand that.
I'm sympathetic about Miss Howard's illness, but what about her victims?
I was a victim, Your Honor. May I be heard? My name is Star Manning. The victims that you mentioned were my boyfriend Cole and my daughter Hope. I would like to speak on their behalf.
You may.
Thank you. There was a time when all I wanted was vengeance. But now I see that Kate Howard is not responsible for what happened.
With all due respect, Miss Manning, that's what the court needs to decide.
I've seen DID firsthand. My cousin and my aunt, they suffer from it. Their ultras completely take over. Kate did not do this. Connie is responsible. And Cole would not want her to be punished for this. I don't want her to be either. There's been too much pain. Let it stop here. Let Kate get the help that she needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Manning. We're going to recess briefly while I consider my decision.
All rise.
Star. Thank you. You did not have to do that.
Yes, I did.
If you want a deal, I'm willing to listen.
After the victim just made a plea for Kate? I don't think so.
I can't believe how generous Star was.
She understands what you've been through.
Kate remembered something. Conversation she had with Johnny Zakara.
Can you tell me the specifics?
I don't know specifics. I just remember a flash of his face. I don't know where we were, what we were talking about.
I thought the only gap in your memory was the night of the accident.
I thought so too, but this happened after the accident. I just can't make myself remember.
Well, we'll need to talk about this.
The judge is coming back.
All rise.
I've gone through the statements made at today's proceedings, including the plea from the victim's family. And I've reviewed Pennsylvania versus Buchanan. Provided the defendant agrees to outpatient therapy, I will dismiss all charges.
Your Honor, the
Counselor, I told you at the start that the court would not allow you to move forward with a case that you could not reasonably expect to prove. In light of Miss Manning's statement and the medical evidence presented, it is my finding that Miss Howard lacked the requisite mens rea to commit a crime. The charges are dismissed.
The defendant agrees to the terms, and thank you, Your Honor.
It's over.
It's over.
Lucky break.
I'll take it. Congratulations.
I can't believe it.
You did great, like you usually do. You handled it just right.
Yeah, well, notice that nothing I said swayed the judge.
I'm just grateful he was open-minded enough to reconsider.
No thanks to me. We all are thanks to Star Manning.
So, what do you want to do? You want to go home? You want to celebrate?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just assumed I'd be going back to Shady Brook or to prison.
Well, we're gonna make plans, and we're gonna. You got your whole life ahead of you, you know.
Thank you. Thank you for standing by me.
Hey.
No,
Hey.
listen to me. Thank you for forgiving me, for believing in me, and for staying with me.
I love you, Miss Howard. Don't you ever forget that. Remember, I'm not gonna let anybody hurt you again, okay? Let's go.